Hello and welcome to the channel. I just thought I'd do a series of little videos all about how to get started in music production if you're thinking of doing it, whether it's in your bedroom or you've got a little studio space and you're just kind of thinking, well, I'd really like to do this, but I don't really quite know what I need, and just sort of start doing things. So I'm not going to do it in any particular order. I just thought I would start with one of the things that you're going to need particularly, and that's a form of interface. So if you're using computers for making music for one thing or another, you're going to need an interface. Here's an example of a couple of interfaces. An interface, however, is a system whereby it allows you to bring audio in via a mic cable or the like, and it enables the audio to be processed into the computer into for example what's called a DAW, which I'll go into as well, but digital audio workstation, something like Cubase or Logic or GarageBand or something like that. And this is if you like, the gateway between the real world and the digital world. So it takes the audio in, processes it into a digital signal from its analog, and enables you to record it into a DAW. And and then likewise it enables you to play it back. So you'll also have, on this one for example, you've got outputs here, so these will output to your speaker monitoring system, whether it be a sort of active system, which is where the speakers have their own power individually, or a sort of passive system whereby the speakers have an amp separately that you then connect to them. But either way, this output would either go to the amp or it would go individually to the speakers. So that's an interface. So a means of getting audio in and a means of getting audio out to and from your computer system. This particular one is one that I use quite regularly. It's a SSL2, so it's a 2-channel thing. Really nice little thing, quite inexpensive. I think the current version of it I think is around the £200 mark. Don't quote me on that, I haven't actually checked, but that was what this was about at the time. And then you've got, these are older ones, but you probably can still get hold of them. I think they're still supported. This is a Scarlett by Focusrite 18i6. So this is got more inputs to it, so this kind of enables you to have more things coming in. So you've got 2 inputs on the front, and these particular sort of sockets allow you to either use what's called an XLR, which is like a 3-pin mic cable, but also you can put a jack into the center of them as well if you've got a guitar lead or something like that. Headphone output, various controls for levels. I always say it's recommended to get an interface that has phantom power. I kind of can't see there's much point of not having one. If you've got a basic condenser microphone that's going to need phantom power for doing some vocals, which I'll go into another video, but I would just recommend having phantom power. It's the 48-volt power supply that condenser mics use. Important. So this one, for example, then has quite a few inputs on the back, and then you've got your outputs again, and these are all generally connected to the computer system nowadays by some form of USB. Certainly the Apple systems have mostly all gone to sort of USB-C or Thunderbolt or something like that, I think most of the PCs are going that way as well, but there's various configurations that you can get and adapters if you need to. So you have something like that, sort of basic good old sort of 2-channel system. Great if you're on the fly, if you want to take a laptop or something and you need to do some sort of recording elsewhere. You just plug your headphones into them, nice and compact little system that you can set up anywhere. Something like this. Okay, it's still quite small, but you'd probably want to use this sort of within a studio really. But it's really handy. Actually, I've recorded gigs with this, for example, our band, and we've managed to get a few channels going in at the same time and capture what we're recording live. So that's great. If you just look over here, I've got a bigger system here, which is my PreSonus Studio Live 1602, and I very much use this in the studio for, I have all my keyboards and synths going into it, and a system like that. It's going to set you right back around the £800 mark. Lovely thing, and that allows you to bring multiple inputs at the same time, route things various different places. So of course I use it for my synth rack here at the moment, and then if I'm recording a bigger band or something like that, that's really useful. And all the individual tracks or channels, shall we say, on the mixer will all go to an independent track to record into your digital audio workstation on your software. So I hope that gives you a basic overview of what an interface is. If you'd like me to cover any more about this particular subject, please put comments below. I'd be well, I'm always grateful for feedback. If you want to see more and you want to be notified of what's going on my channel, I'm going to be doing more of this, but please hit subscribe and ding the bell, because that gives you a notification of what's going on. Really helps me if you do subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything, and really helps the channel, and I really want to push it and sort of get a few more subscribers in and get a little community growing. So that's for now, interfaces. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again very soon. Bye bye for now.